Tremble before the power of a dragon.
Alright, give me a sec to just... Hello and welcome, I am the legendary creative Daniel Joseph Design. I have not done a League video in ages. This video is designed to help those of you who were like me at the start of Season 6, simply lost. I went from a diehard jungle main back to my old main mid lane. I tried top, I even went back to support, which is something I haven't mained since I started playing this game back in Season 3. Nothing seemed to fit. I felt like I couldn't 1v5 solo or carry a game anymore until I picked up an old, forgotten champion. You can clearly tell by now that that champion was Shaco. Now I know a lot of you are thinking either A, Shaco players aren't much better than Teemo players, or B, Shaco is useless. And while I can't totally disagree with point A, B can't be further from the truth. Shaco is versatile. While full AD Assassin Shaco is the ideal build, and the one I'll show you today, Shaco can go AP, DPS, or even tank and still be useful, dealing tons of damage. Alright, let's break it down. Runes and masteries are on screen now. I go heavy armor pen, attack speed, and scaling armor. This allows me to do insane burst damage early on, and gain a good amount of armor as the game goes on without having to build any real defensive items. I took a Night Blue build and a Shay clone build, added my own runes, and smashed it all together. When I did this, something beautiful happened. Take note, there is no jungle item in this build. You start off with Machete and Rejuvenation Bead, and build straight to Hydra. It's way more efficient and allows you to hit your power spikes faster than your opponents. There are 3 main points when playing Shaco. Now, these can be said about all junglers, but for Shaco, they ring truest. Number 1, play aggressively, almost to the point where it seems too much. Now there's a caveat here, you can't die. Play aggressively, but don't feed. If you start red side, start with your red buff. Take W first and lay your first box at 40 seconds. Take Q as your second skill, and immediately head to blue buff. If you did this correctly, you should have full health, and be sure to save your trinket. Most enemy junglers will start Krugs and then do their red buff, so you should have plenty of time to steal their blue buff and get away clean. Set your ward in the middle of their jungle to keep eyes on them. This allows your team to see the enemy jungler and for you to know when they've gone to do their blue buff. Now, if your enemy jungler happens to start Gromp and then go to their blue buff, if you think you can take them in a fight, wait for them to do blue and let it do as much damage to them as possible. Then kill them. If you think you can't win in a fight, just steal the blue and run. Either way, that will set them behind and get the salt trucks moving. This brings us to point number 2. Make the enemy rage. This helps your team win lanes. Let's face it, when you get tilted in League, 9 times out of 10, you're going to play worse and not better. Your goal is to make someone on the enemy team all chat. I happen to be duoing with my brother. He was playing Maokai top. I camped this Fiora for 2 reasons. 1, I wanted her to rage, preventing her from snowballing, and 2,
Fiora better be the next person to die in they damn lore. Gave her an AoE slow, an AoE heal, a projectile parry, and an escape.
Now, despite camping this Fiora over and over, she never all chatted, although she apparently started to ping incessantly at Warwick, which I saw later watching the replay, which was pretty funny. So I went back to targeting Warwick. After I killed him at blue, he tried to steal mine. Luckily, I had a support who actually responded, and we got his flash. And later, I played a little with the Med Dragon. Making an enemy rage sounds mean, but I don't mean do this by insulting them, or all chatting them, or being cruel. You don't need to do that. You simply want them to rage being frustrated at the game, not necessarily frustrated at you. And if anything, if they start all chatting you and saying rude things and insulting you, just be extra nice to them when you reply. Stupidly nice to them, because chances are this is going to make them tilt even more. Now thirdly, and probably actually most importantly, be useful. Focus objectives and counter ganking. Now the mid-season update is coming out next patch. With that, Dragons and Rift Herald are getting a major buff, and will be even more important to the game. You only get one Rift Herald per game, and that person gets a almost permanent buff. Now the great thing about Shaco, he can easily solo dragons by level 6 and take Rift Herald by himself. I've gone on the PvE, I've tested it, it's a little difficult to do Rift Herald, so doable. Being useful also means counter ganking, helps both points A and B that I made earlier. If you've already set the enemy jungler on tilt, counter ganking them is going to put them over the edge. Shaco is my new main, and if you jungle and are having a hard time this season solo carrying, I recommend picking him up. He has a huge power spike every time you complete one of his core items, and foregoing a jungle item means you pick up those power spikes earlier than most other junglers. His mechanics may seem simple, but once you learn how to pressure lanes and duck in and out of teamfights, it becomes so easy to take his simple kit and do stupidly fun plays with it. If you want a champion who can single-handedly snowball your team and end games pre-20, Shaco is definitely the guy for you. Now you might be asking yourself, where did this video come from? Well, my most consistently viewed video each month is actually an old League of Legends video. It's totally cringeworthy, and I'll link it if you want to take a look and hear an incredibly fake Daniel make no sense at all. But it says something about my content. I stopped making those videos back in the day because I felt I wasn't that good at League, and I felt I wasn't an authority figure on the subject matter. I've grown a lot since then, and I think I'm able to teach the aspect of fun and League better now. So I'm going to make more League videos in the future. It's honestly something I love to do, and I have tons of breaking the meta style videos recorded. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of my cinematic League videos, they're on screen now. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.